Friday. What's going on? Hey
I always
guys,
wear
we're
black every
live.
day.
Oh dear, it's simple
Yeah,
color, isn't it?
yeah.
Actually, I
I
haven't
have
got my
black and black and black. It doesn't matter what day it is. I got a black shirt on.
yeah.
There's the
Well,
same black shirt I had on last week and the week before, but I just keep washing it. It always looks brand new.
yeah. Well, the I've got a black t-shirt, but I've got a black. I got a black shirt just like that. It's 80% cotton and 20% polyester. No, spandex. So it's got the stretchy. It dries quick, but it's still got the cotton feel. And that was a whole 120 baht, Tommy. So that set
That's
me back
chicken
a whole
feed.
$3. Yeah. So
Damn.
those sort of shirts, they're good to wear because they're simple. They're they don't go out of fashion, and they're like the. I need to buy some more. Actually, I should have a whole wardrobe of just all the different colors. But
We
yeah,
should
that's
welcome everyone to the webinar. We are
yeah.
live.
Hey guys, welcome to the webinar. We do this every Sunday, and we're just talking about our attire to break things out.
Yeah, we're wearing black.
So we've got the usual suspects. Tommy's been coming on quite a bit now. I mean, we're not telling Tommy to come on, and he just hits us up. So it's totally optional. We'll talk to him in a second. But today's webinar we just talk about crypto. We'll probably talk about a couple of other coins, which obviously that's why you're here. And everyone will do their kind of like what they want to talk about. But and this will be a replay in the Discord as well. So what's been happening in your neck of the woods, Garth? Besides wearing a black shirt.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I think last week I talked about moving. So we did move. We moved out because we moved into a caravan, and that was basically for cost of living. Get the cost down, which has been great. So we've had our first pretty much week at a place called Debra, and it's been interesting. We're just working our way through it, and we've only here for about one more day. So tomorrow we're actually going to another place, back to Pine Rivers, which is not very far from here, and then we'll be there for about 4 weeks. So we should get settled in there, and just getting into a completely different lifestyle. So I have no idea what's really been going on in the world, except sometimes like when you meet people, they sort of talk to you about stuff. So all I've been getting through the week is there's talk of interest rate rises again. So it's Sunday. So on Tuesday would be the 5th. The first Tuesday of the month is when they do the the RBA they do the rates, and everyone's expecting the interest rates to go up again. So we'll see what happens. But this is pretty wild because it's gone up quite a lot. It's going up little bit by little bit, but people who are got $500,000 that they owe the bank, every time it goes up 0.25%, that is like real money. It's starting to eat into their wages or whatever their business. And also I've also sort of had a look at different industries and the sales. I haven't got any data to back this up, but I think the retail sales and that are going to be possibly down this year compared to last year because of this tightening. So I don't know. I'll see if I can get some figures and like find those figures and that. But I feel like sales are going to be down this Christmas compared to last Christmas. So it might be pretty tight, and I think they're just going to screw everyone over with these interest rates. So yeah, that's what's sort of been happening in my world. And the most exciting thing is I saw crypto, specifically Bitcoin, just smashed like 39. I don't think it hit 40K, but 39K. I mean, and everything else is going green. So we've waited a long time for it to move, and it's certainly, I think it's bringing in new money. A lot of people are talking about it again, so which is great.
Yeah, that's good. Definitely moving, which is good news. 39, 478. From what I gathered, I watched this thing pop up on my newsfeed, and it was this lady talking about all these, not just her factory, but heaps of her friends, not getting any fucking orders or very small orders. These are all the Black Friday. Those e-commerce videos where they're
Yep.
just smashing out 10,000, 50,000 orders a day. There's pretty much, she was saying this pretty much, she couldn't believe it. There's like no orders coming in. So maybe that's a sign for this Christmas that not much stuff is coming out of China. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe the economy. But there's a lot of people going broke in China because they can't, no one's buying any shit. So that's going to be interesting. But let's go to our next guest, Tommy. Like, again, he's a regular now, wasn't he? He's been on a few times. We're not saying he's a regular. He doesn't have to come on, but he keeps on throwing his hand up and coming on. So, we're glad to have him. So what's been happening in your neck of the woods? Tommy, are you still in the communist city of Hanoi? They locked you up yet? I'm a bit worried about you. You haven't heard from a while.
Man, I've been having some dilemma recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting times. I met a lot of good people, but just like vlogging, I just met some real nice people. I met because I know, Angie, you told me stay away from the bars, but you never said stay away from the coffee bars. So I was hanging out. I met this one girl. I'm just vlogging. I'm walking past, and I said hello, and then she goes, hello, hey. And then I just keep walking, and she goes, hey, where you from? And I'm like, oh, I do a 360. I'm like, yeah, I'm from New York. And then she ends up taking me out to lunch, paying for everything. And I'm like, damn, these people don't even make that much. And then, I've been sick for the past 3 days. I'm over here drinking tea that I brought from Thailand with me. And I had the cold and the flu, runny nose, coughing. I'm taking like medicine and stuff like that. Basically, I think because of the bad air quality here, and it's dropped like 20, 30 degrees. So I went from like 85, 90 degrees in Thailand to like 60, 62 degrees. At night, I'm freezing. I'm like bundled up in a blanket and everything. So, that and the weather's bad. And, anyways, I'm just, getting through it at the end of the day, recovering. And I had this one girl that I met at a mini mart randomly. I wasn't even recording.
There's a theme here. We're starting to pick up this theme here. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So mind you, I'm not even the battery's dead because I was vlogging the whole time with the girl at the coffee shop, interviewing her. So my battery died. I have my vlogging camera in the bag, and I say, and then I'm so astonished by how cheap the freaking beer is. The beer is like 50 cents, and I'm looking. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, I'm pulling out the calculator. I say, is it really that cheap? I grab one. I go to the counter. I grab another one. I said, hold on. Let me just grab one more. And then the lady behind the counter is looking at me. Starts talking to me. Hey, are you new around here? I said, yeah, kinda. And then she's like, oh, so I recommend you go to this place. This old train factory, like from like 100 years ago. And then recently she buys me like all this like fruits and medicine and all this stuff, like $30 worth of stuff. She brings it to my house, and she brings me like food, breakfast, and everything. I'm like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
Well,
I
I
don't
can't
believe
wait to hear the update on this story. It's either going to go
Yeah.
awesome or really
We can't
shit.
wait till
That'd
next
be good.
week. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
and
Well,
then
thanks, guys. We'll catch you later. I'll see you next week. What emails, Tommy's
yeah.
up to next week. Catches.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, like to be a vlogger, like, like you don't even have to be like the Mr. Beast or like this big time vlogger. Once you have the camera and you start vlogging, you start interacting with people, you never know who you're gonna come across. So that's
That's awesome.
the way to go. Yeah. So very
Well,
excited.
you better plug him your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, it's called Nomadic Migrant. Basically, yeah, like I don't want to call it like a digital nomad. I'm more like I do similar things what they do, but I call it the nomadic migrant. because my parents were migrants as well, but they were legally migrants, migrating from China, Hong Kong to the United States. Now I'm kind of doing the same thing that they did when they left their country or my motherland, and I'm doing the same thing because they were looking for freedom. They got the freedom, but then fast forward now, the freedom is not there no more. So now I need to do the same thing and try to look for the freedom for myself, and then pass on the information to everybody else. That's that.
Cool. Well, I just subbed you, Tommy. I just found your channel, found it, sub. So you get another one.
Thank you,
I'll be
guys.
watching
Thank
some of
you.
those videos. That's great.
Thank you so much. All
Yeah,
right.
no, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, hopefully give us an update on that next week or whatever.
Well,
all
I
right,
hope you're
guys.
going to feel better anyway. That's the most important thing, to get better for sure. But yeah, change in temperature when you're traveling and temperature change, yeah, that affects you pretty greatly. So hopefully you get on the mend. What about you, NG? What have you been doing all week?
We went to this thing last night. Every bloody man, his dog was there. It was just an opening for this, I don't know, kind of thing. Whenever they have these openings of these new places, people just flock to them like flies to shit. And there was like, I don't know how many people were there. There was thousands
Is
of
this to
people
do with
last
that
night.
festival?
No, this was another thing. This was just an opening of a. It's like you go there and there's all these little stalls. I don't know. It's kind of
Like an
just an
event
opening.
or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
just an
it's like
event.
it's like a market, like a flea market.
Yeah, like a flea market. They cook all food and shit. And there's the wine tasting, beer tasting. Then they have these Korean stuff. And then they
Nice.
have these beef that they imported from Australia on a fucking skewer. So it was all tasty.
Wow.
Ice creams and shit. And there's people everywhere. People sitting on
You'd
fucking
love that.
haystacks. Yeah, it was good. It was good, but it's just a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So that was that, and I was hobbling around because I told you guys something bit me on the leg. So hopefully
Yeah.
I'll be all right. But that apart from that, it's all good. We survive. But yeah, Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin's moving up, which is good, and be good for those people that have been dollar cost averaging. And I get a couple of people messaging me on Facebook. They're like, one guy messaged me the other day and said he's been dollar cost averaging since 2016, and another guy told me it's very similar. They didn't put big money, but they still did it consistently. One guy was since 2017. Yeah, probably like $100 a month or less, or a bit more. So not big numbers, but again, still that's a long time. 3 or 4 years, 5 years of doing that. So he'd have
Hey,
quite a bit of.
I kind of want to touch on that. I always have this thought that people in 2017, they were very frustrated that they did not sell. Damn, I wish I would have sold at 19K at 20,000. But I'm telling people, like, how stupid can you be if you would have been one of those that sold at 20K? You would have been taking a loss in 2023 when the price is at 40,000 and you sold at 20,000 back in 2017. Now, who's the dumb one now? Like the people that said, "Oh, I should have sold in 2017." They're not that frustrated now. I bet you those people are they eating the words now. Look at the price now. So that's
Yeah,
that.
well, that's the thing. You can sell it at the top, and an easy way to do it is to sell it when Bitcoin's going to be like if it goes over 69K, we've hit the top. We're like new price discovery. So it's hard to pick, but if you want to play that game and sell it, yeah, you can sell it. I think it's going to go over 100K, but I personally think that we're not going to get there till. Well, put it this way. I'm looking at the chart, and Bitcoin has got to be. Last time Bitcoin went to 69K, the market cap, or the total market cap, was just under 3 trillion. All right, so the market cap today is 1.556 trillion. So not even half the market cap, and Bitcoin dominance was like 45, 47%. So Bitcoin dominance today is 49.6%. In other words, if you just watch the market cap and you just didn't even worry about studying charts or worrying about, all this sort of stuff, because that's knowledge is obviously good to know, but all you're going to do is just watch the market cap. And the market cap is on the top of CoinMarket, CoinGecko. And at the moment, it's 1.255. When this gets to under 3 trillion, then you know that we're getting to the top of all-time high. That's how you do it. It's very simple. So obviously, 1.5 trillion is quite a bit of cash to come in, but there's talk of all this ETFs getting approved. Apparently, they're I think you were saying this, Tommy. They're trying to line them all up so that no one has an advantage or something. Did you say that, or was someone else? I don't know.
What do you mean? No, I
Okay.
probably wasn't me.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was you. But basically, like BlackRock, and there's a bunch of others.
Oh yeah. That was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, they want to approve all the institutions at the same time, so nobody could have the first mover advantage. Like, oh, BlackRock got it first, or Fidelity got it first, or JP Morgan got it first. You know what? Because the SEC is they're gonna feel like, oh, they're already corrupted, but they don't want to look like they're the corrupted ones. So they'll just be okay. Let's just approve everybody, and then SEC is gonna be like the savior of the whole market. Like they'll be they'll be the good guys now all of a sudden.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty wild if they like literally approved a whole bunch of them at once. I can sort of see that. That'd be pretty wild. Imagine just wake up, massive green candle, on the whole market, and the news is everyone's ETFs are approved. Like literally that they would push that out. Like that'd be Bitcoin mentioned in the news every single day. Then it would pump.
I was listening to an interview. I was listening to an interview with ARK Invest, the CEO Kathy Wood. She's bullish on Bitcoin and Coinbase stocks and Tesla stock. And she said that they had a sit down conversation, or they had a conversation with her about getting approved and everything. Usually they don't respond to you. They leave you like hanging, and then like 2-3 months later they just deny you. Now they're having a conversation with you. They're responding to all the companies and everything. They're telling them what they need to do. I think BlackRock, when they first applied, they made a mistake and they didn't put down a custodian to hold the Bitcoin. They made a mistake, and the SEC, no, you need to fix that. Fix that thing, and then send it back to them. And they put down Coinbase. That's going to be the custodian. So then they put Coinbase, and then they accepted the application. They didn't prove it yet, but they just accepted it, and they're going to go through all the applications, and then they're just going to, let off from there.
Well, everyone knows how it works in America. The system's totally rigged because the politicians rely on these lobbyists. So that's how FTX was approved all of a sudden all over the world as a number one exchange, and Binance was getting screwed because that dude, what's his name, Sam Bankman-Fried, he gave, I think it was like 100 million to Washington, to all the politicians, and that basically he recruited this one guy with the SEC, and then made him and gave him a ton of money and said, give all these people, or get us into Washington. Once they gave $100 million to all these people who they had to pay, all of a sudden FTX was approved in every country, UK, Australia, and Binance was still. So that's the difference, right? So that's how it works. And I think that once the money gets handed around, everyone gets their fair share of coin, then it'll be like, okay, boys, we'll sit around together. We're all going to go together. You give us your 10 billion. We'll have 10 billion from you. Yep, thank you. Okay, now we're happy. Now the whole system's rigged. Obviously, we're going to make the most money, and we're ready to go. So that's how it's going to work. It's just so dodgy. But the good thing about it is it's going to pump. Like if they get approved, everything gets approved. and it literally, you're right, Garth. We're going to wake up. Bitcoin's going to be at like 39,000. Then we're going to look at the chart, and there's going to be a massive green candle. It's going to be like 50K or 60K or more. It's just going to be, people are going to go, what the hell just happened? So, Oliver says, g'day, fellas. And David Elm says, g'day, chaps. Good to have you guys. So anyway, let's talk about...
We're going to have a moment of silence to one of the biggest Bitcoin haters out there. Rest in peace, Charlie Munger. Good riddance.
What happened to him? He died?
I think he passed away. He's worth like, what, $30, $50 billion or something?
Charlie Munger?
All the banks. Yeah, he was one of the biggest Bitcoin haters out there. So
Did he really die?
I'm still sleeping good at night.
I won't miss a
beat.
beat.
Let me have a look.
I would not, man. I won't miss a heartbeat. That old fuck. Well, he's buddies with Buffett.
Yeah. Buffett is worse. Everybody looks up to Buffett, and he said Bitcoin is rat poison. And he said, didn't you say it was rat poison? No, it's rat poison squared. Like he tried to double down on what he said. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Yeah, so Bitcoin's a rat poison, and these guys, the banksters, are the freaking rats.
Wow. Yeah, I just read the article now. He died on Tuesday at the age of 99.
He had a good life.
Wow. What an innings. I suppose if you got plenty of money, it can really make you live a little bit longer. He lived in the same house for the last 70 years. Crazy stuff.
Him and Buffett, they all do the same shit. Drive a shitbox car and live in a shit house. Well, not a shit house, but, I suppose they just live pretty conservative. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they have billions of dollars.
Apparently Buffett is 93-year-old. And he's lived there since 1958.
Yeah, he drives the same car.
The thing with these guys, like, they don't need to invest in crypto or Bitcoin because they have money already. So that's why they could talk crap about it. They already have money. So somebody that has money that doesn't need money, they feel that they could bash other things, and it's fine with it. Like, look, like at the end of the day, they need to stay in their lane. Okay, they're the richest man in the world. Cool, stay in your lane. That's it.
Yeah, doesn't mean they're right. Exactly.
At the moment, like real estate is like literally they're talking like it's literally like a Ponzi scheme. Real estate out here, the prices, like kid you not, $3.5 million was just paid for a 3-bedroom house, just a normal 3-bedroom house. I think circa 1960 or something like that was when it was made.
What suburb?
In Sydney. I think it was in Sydney.
Oh yeah.
You just in an outer suburb, $3.5 million. And what's going on is, we're opened up to immigration here in Australia, and the immigrations are huge. And what this demand of net immigrants coming in the country, a lot of them have got money. There's ones with money and ones that don't, but the ones with money that are coming in from other countries, they're literally paying whatever they can for their property and forcing it up. And yeah, it's wild. So, but anyone with money doesn't really care because they expect the prices to continue to go up. But there will be a point once they keep putting these interest rates up with the inflation that the everyday person will not be able to afford a normal rental, or even like they might have rental properties, but no one will actually be able to afford them. And that's when the valuations are going to change, because if you don't have people renting out these places, then because they can't afford them, then they're going to be like, not available, not getting money, not getting income, and then they're going to sell them. And once they start selling off, that could be the end of the Ponzi scheme. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's like a shitcoin, isn't it? Everyone pumps and then everyone dumps before it dumps. Last week we spoke about Miria price has kind of gone down a little bit, but I'm going to hold this one for fairways, because obviously the people are just buying notes. So yeah, I expect this recent pumps. I'd say it's probably just YouTubers pumping it, but yeah, it's taken every time they purchase a node, they've got to buy Mira, so which is good. So yeah, I think I'm still up on this like 10%, 20%, I think. So all good. So yeah, watch the last episode if you have not familiar with that. We spoke about this and pretty in depth. So that one. The one I want to talk about today, this is on the coin list. 20 coin list from the 20 coin list. Just join our Discord and Patreon for $5 a month. You'll get it. So it's chicken feed. And the goal with the 20 coin list is to basically for new people coming in, because we're leading up to the bull run. It's going to, at the moment, it's quite slow, but bull runs, the top of the peak, like I said, we're at 1.55 trillion. And once we get to about 3 trillion, that's when we're going to kind of like hit new all-time highs. So we're leading up to that. So now is the time to buy these coins, because the tide rises all ships, right? And if you buy the right ones, some can do a 10 or 20x. But this one here, I've got a 5x list, 20 coins, 5x. And the one I want to talk about today, which is going very well, if I'm honest, is WeMix. So it's basically a gaming. It's like Wax, or it's like a gaming platform with a actual crypto, right? And this one has had a lot of development. I think it's somewhere in Asia. I don't know if it's Chinese. I'm not sure. So it's like an ecosystem, but they've got all sorts of stuff. They got wallets. They got the gaming. They've got all sorts of stuff attached to it. Like their ecosystem's pretty big. They got projects, NFTs, heaps of stuff. This WeMix Play, which is the mega blockchain gaming platform that supports Web3 games. So there's that. They've got this Nile, which is like a DAO. WeMix Fi, which is a decentralized finance. Papyrus, which is a blockchain token-based communication platform. They got a wallet. They got just tons of stuff. Fund, So they've got heaps of these are the brand assets that they're built, and then they've got the games, right? So they've launched 53 games already, and it's like it's way more advanced than Gala. They just got more games. They just got more games than Gala, and they got NFTs. You can see them up here. They got DApps. It's like a whole ecosystem, right? And it's all like all this runs on this WeMix token here, which is this WeMix price. So it's the ticker WeMix. I don't even know if that. Yeah, WeMix. It's $2.61. Circulating supplies 329,000. 29,000 million. So, it's not small. Total supply, just under 1 billion. There's no max supply. Sorry, the market cap, my bad. That's the circulating supply. The market cap is 883 million. So it's not quite a billion, but it's getting up there. This is the chart here. So, yeah, it's looking pretty healthy. It's gone up lately. And despite all this, we're still down 89%, right? So it hit an all-time high of $24.71, and it's now $2.61. So this can easily do a 10x. In my opinion, it'll smash through 10x because they're still building stuff on it. And even though the market cap's already like a billion, less than a billion, it's still gonna go high. Now, it's not going to be like a shitcoin where you're going to get like 20x or 50x, but you should get a solid 5x out of this. Solid 5x, no, all day long. It's not on Binance or anything yet, just on some smaller exchanges. So it has potential to obviously, be one of those coins that's going to rise when Bitcoin goes up. This is going to be like one that's already established, been around for a while, and heaps of development going on. As you can see here, November 2021, that was the last bull run, and previous bull run. So I reckon it can go back up simply because they're still building stuff on it, and there's such a big ecosystem. So pencil this one in. Obviously, you guys in the Discord already know about this one, but I thought I'd tell you about this one because, yeah, it's like I wish they had nodes, but not everything can have nodes. So watch out for this one at WeMix. I reckon it's just a easy 5x. I say that a lot. 10x at the all-time high. Even if you like some of these games, I don't particularly play them, but there's a lot of people out there. I think there's like 277,000 people that are playing their games. Users. Here we go. No, it doesn't actually say here, but there's a ton of information and data and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, total supply 970 there. So basically, a third of the supply is out. So which is not the best, but still a third's out. So which is, I guess, better than most. Looks like they got this other coin is here as well. Looks like they might have two coins. WeMix and this WeMix dollar. This might be their stable coin, actually, to be honest. I think this looks like a stable coin. So yeah, check it out. I got this one on top of my list as well for the 20 coin list. And whenever you see all this stuff, heaps of shit going on, heaps of development, and heaps of projects, and people still building on this stuff. You know that this is going to be around. It's not going to go away. It's big in Asia. So yeah, it's going to be around. It's going to pump in the bull run. That's just my opinion on it. I've got it in the list. Yeah, here we go. Current players, 278,000. So, yeah, that's okay. Any thoughts on this one, guys?
Well, it's got a lot of stuff going on with it. So they're obviously building.
Yeah,
that's
look at it like a Gala. Very similar to what Gala's done. Gala's tried to do. Well, Gala's got nodes, but this hasn't got nodes. So very similar kind of.
I wonder, I wonder if their users, they're getting more users playing the games. Honestly, if they can get more users playing the games, that's, if you could sort of track that, there's probably some metric there for it. But that would be interesting to see, because if it's all about usability. So if people are using the games, they're using this platform, that'll keep it going. Obviously, they've went through this whole bear market and survived, and they're still doing well. So yeah, it's still got potential for sure.
Yeah, it's got like a deflationary, but I mean, a lot of them have got the same sort of thing. Wonders, this is like a 40 CPU represent community. Okay, so that's like staking. And then they've got the WeMix wallet. Yeah, so I've been watching this one for a while. It's still like it's always bounced back, and it's always done pretty well. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's just a easy 5x. Like it's easy, so easy. What are your thoughts on this one, Tommy? If you have you seen it before?
Not this first time seeing it, but definitely looking back at 2021, it was at $23. So definitely 5x within 6 months. You hold it for 12 months, it could definitely go back to the all-time high, which is a 10x right there. So I think it has potential. There's a lot of use case to it. You say it's like another Gala.
Yeah, just more advanced than Gala, and it's just got more more things happening than Gala.
Okay, it looks very interesting. I'm definitely gonna pencil this one in and check it out. It's definitely it's in the top 100. So that there's not. I don't think there's that much meat left on the bone. Maybe a little bit meat left on the bone, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much meat, but I mean, depends on how much you want to eat. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like you want a big fat bone, big fat meat on the bone. So this one is getting up there. Yeah, it's getting up there. Yeah, pretty much. I think you have to sit on this one for at least 12 to 24 months. So that's kind of the drawback because it's such a large market cap already, and it's only going to go higher with the bull run. It's like you're not going to get like you're not going to do like a 20x or 50x with this one. You're probably going to do between 5 to 10x on this one. So that's kind of like, but it's a solid. Like it's not a given. It's not like a gimme, but it's like a pretty solid kind of like, this is pretty solid project, and I wouldn't say you can guarantee it, but it's pretty solid. So that's WeMix. Check it out. We might go back to Casper. Like, okay, with Casper, there's a ton of people mining this. There's a lot of people talking about it. There's people making tons of YouTube videos. And we spoke about this a couple of sessions ago. At the moment, with Casper, the mining has not caught up with Casper. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So this is kind of like the advantage of the miners right now. With Casper, so what Bitmain does is they produce these machines. They sell shovels, okay? They sell the shovels to miners, and that's literally what they're doing. Miners as in miners. And people come along, buy these mining machines because they want to strike. They want to get the gold in the gold rushes, and Bitmain is the biggest, and they will sell the miner, right? So here you can see the profitability of one of these suckers. I mean, you can't get them. I'm pretty sure you can't get them at the moment. They might be on back order. But if you buy one of these things, they're only going to cost you, $13,500. But the ROI on these things is 72 days, right? So if you've got one of these now, you're making $187 a day. Now, is that going to stay like that forever? No, because what's happened is with Casper, it took off like crazy because every man and his dog on YouTube was talking about it. The price shot up, and Bitmain hasn't released these as fast enough, because that's what they do. They just slut the market with machines, and that's why even though the difficulty's gone up, it hasn't caught up with the amount of the supply hasn't caught up with the demand yet. But once they start pumping out more of these machines, the profitability of it will go down, and then you will see miners start to make less. But right now, it's if you've got one of these machines, I mean, you're laughing all the way to the bank, less than $200 a day, and you can mine this with CPU mining. So you can use your laptop to mine it, you can use a GPU to mine it, and you can use ASIC machines to buy it. So I think this ASIC machine here is equivalent to about 200 GPUs. No, not 200, 1,800 GPUs, I think. Something like that. So 1,800 graphics cards is equivalent to this one thing here. That's how powerful this ASIC machine is. It's just cranks it out at 9.24 terahash per second. So that's the thing with Casper. It's spiking at the moment, and people are making great money. You can mine this yourself if you want to. Yeah, I think this is a good 5x, probably about a 50-cent Casper in 12 months. But don't, it's at a $3 billion market cap already. Don't expect to be making 10 or 20x gains on this, in my opinion. The market cap's too big. It's already starting to balloon. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. It is a mining proof of work algorithm, which is good, which is what I like too, not this proof of stake. What are your thoughts on that one, guys?
I'll be honest, I don't have too much to add on that one. Like I was just listening to what you said, and don't really have too much to add, but I agree with what you're saying, with what you talked about. So, but yeah, it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, the market's it's not on Binance yet, so I'm expecting it to, when it goes on Binance, it'll pump even further. But there's so much hype around this at the moment that these coins, not necessarily the tech, even though there's like there's some good tech here. it's pumping because of the people interested in buying this coin.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this one is. Like, if you want to buy it, I think again, not financial advice, but I think this one's good for at least a 5x. I think you could probably go to like a 15 billion market cap, between 12, probably more like 18 months, 24 months. So you're looking at over a year and a half away before it hits those numbers. And don't forget too, as well, we did this. I did a webinar on this a couple of webinars ago. The thing about Casper is the biggest thing about Casper is there's a halving every year, and every month there's a deflationary aspect. So there's the miners get less every month, and if you kind of like add it all up, it's about a halving every year. So Bitcoin has a halving every 4 years. Casper has a halving equivalent to, you can look up the stats on this, it's about every year. So, that's the deflationary aspect to this. And that's why I think you should buy this and hold this long term, despite this gold rush effect happening now. It'll drop off. Any thoughts on that one, Tommy?
Yeah, the coin, I was gonna say it has like a good 5x potential, like 50 cents. So that's it's 14 cents now. So maybe a good 4x to 5x during the bull run. As far as the mining thing goes, the thing about the miners is that, when you place your order, you're gonna take a long time for it to arrive, and by the time you get the miners, the market's gonna be flooded. Everybody and the dog is gonna have a miner. They're gonna be mining it, and then the difficulty is gonna go up like crazy, and the ROI is gonna take longer. So I think it's probably just safer just to buy the coin by itself, because if you're trying to buy the miners, they're basically selling you rusty shovels at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, they're already pre-mine everything. I reckon Bitmain pre-mines all their machines, gets their ROI back on the machines, and then just sells them for pure profit. That's what they do. That's what they do. Because you can watch the hash rate. As soon as they distribute, like almost all the time, hi guys, we're about to distribute our orders. You don't know, they never tell you how much. But you can see the hash rate just drop dramatically because they're mining these bloody things. They pack them all up and they send them off to the customer. And they've already made their money back on it.
Yeah, so I reckon those miners that Tether bought, I'm pretty sure they're mining Bitcoin with it already in their factories, and Tether's still waiting on their $500 million order of the Bitcoin miners.
Probably some of them, yeah, because like these guys are getting rich, that's 200,000 more machines on the market, but people are going to keep on buying Bitcoin miners because the price of Bitcoin is going to be like astronomical one day. That's why. So we had JACF Luna Classic is still doing amazing. I wonder how Doquan's doing. I wonder if he's doing amazing. Apparently he's like in jail, and now he's being extradited to Germany. I think it's Germany, one of the European countries, and then after he does his thing there, then the US are going to bite at him, gnaw at him, and get him over, probably extradite him to the US, and he'll probably do like 100 years there, because lately this is what they want to make an example of these crypto guys. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to like, okay, these shady crypto people that are screwing it up, let's use them as examples, and then we can say that the narrative of crypto is bad. And here's the thing. It's not crypto that's bad. It's these guys. It's human nature. These guys are doing shady shit like Sam Bankman-Fried and ripping people off and laundering money and all this sort of stuff. And then we saw Alex Mashinsky with Celsius Network. And then Doquan with Luna, Terra Luna. These are all centralized. But they use the narrative that, it's crypto. So, see, we told you that these were securities, and now, that's their narrative. So
Oh,
Um,
speaking of Celsius, they actually rebranded and they changed their name.
okay,
Yeah, so they're not
I
in
didn't know that.
they're not in the financial lending thing anymore because of regulation. Now they're into mining now. Go figure.
Really?
They're getting into mining now. I guess they're gonna scam everybody. Hey, we're mining this thing now. We need money to fund the mining operations now. Go figure. You
Oh
know.
my God, that's a new one. Yeah,
I
here it
remember.
is. Here, Tommy.
I remember a friend of mine sent me a post that Do Kwon, the foundation, they have bought Bitcoin and put it on the balance sheet. This is like 2 years ago when everybody was buying Bitcoin and put it on the balance sheet. Then a buddy of mine sent it to me. Hey, look, Terra Luna, they just put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. I'm like, okay, he's still a shit corner. He goes, why you mad for? He's buying Bitcoin. He's doing good for the Bitcoin community. I said, okay, that's cool, but he's still a shit corner. And then fast forward when the whole scam and the whole thing fell apart. And then I went back to him. I said, yeah, remember that thing I was telling you that this guy was a shit corner? Yeah. I stand, I stand tall about it.
Yeah, he was. What made him somewhat credibility was the that anchor of 20%. But we all know if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. People are risking millions of dollars with just 20% when they can just buy Bitcoin and hold it. It's like almost no risk. But that's what happened, So yeah, Celsius Network, Bitcoin mining, pivot bases, hurdles. Judge suggests a new vote. So yeah, they're trying to weasel their way out of lending and get into crypto. But they got to still sort all that shit out that Mashinsky got them into. So we'll see. We'll have to watch this one with bated breath because, I just hope those guys just go to jail. And they do like 50 years, 60 years, or they just basically die in jail. But, the whole Lunar Classic thing, I mean, yeah, it's up 17%. So let's go year end. Yeah, it has pumped. It's pumped quite a lot, actually. I can't even count. There's so many zeros. Yeah, it's gone from like 7 to like 13. That's kind of like if you add in the zeros. So it's done well. Yeah, it's 7 to 13. Basically doubled its price. Okay. Which is pretty good since November. So, but still, yeah, I'm going to pass on this one. I just don't go into things that have just been, it got bad karma to it. That's just my opinion. And Lunacy's got bad karma with it. Okay, so that's just my opinion. I mean, do what you do, right? But thanks for the comment. It's interesting. But we'll see what happens to Do Kwon. Hope he can bend over and pick up the soap in Germany because, there's probably got a whole lot of investors there, and they're probably ready to line up there and give him a piece. So that's that was I can't remember what we're talking about. Yeah, Wemix, then Casper. Okay, what was the last time we just talked about? Casper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Casper because we went on to mining.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, my okay. So there's tons of other coins. If you want to get into the 20 coin list, check out our Patreon, and we, for price of a cup of coffee, that's chicken feed. I mean, obviously, you're getting your coffee a lot cheaper in Vietnam and I'm getting my coffee, for a lot cheaper. But the people in the West,
Australia, it's like $5.
Yeah.
In the States, it's like $10. If you want the Frappuccino with all the whipped cream and the caramel, all the topping, it's like $10.
Wow.
And on top of that, they plus tax and they want a tip on top of that. So we're looking at $15. Yeah, it's crazy.
$15 for a tip. What? Some robot's gonna AI things? I'm not gonna give a tip to some AI thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, the coffees are still like I can get an iced coffee from this place down the road. There's a professional job. I told him straight up. I said, dude, I only come here. I can go down the road and I can get it for $30, but I come here and get it for $40 because the quality's here, and I don't want no shit coffee that's come out some, no offense, but I prefer my coffee out of espresso, done right. So he was kind of happy, didn't give me a discount, but I was going to see him. But $40 iced coffee, Iced latte, no sugar, perfect. And that's about $1.10. So what
So the price of 4 coffees in Thailand. There you go.
price of 4 coffees? So that's what we're getting to the price here. So you can join a Patreon for salty is like $5. Then there's like a $10 tier, and then there's like a $18, $20, a $19 tier. I'm bringing out 2 more lists. The first list is the 20 coin list. That's already out. You can get that for price of a cup of coffee in Australia for $5 a month. And the other 2 lists, I'm going to put them with the Ethereum list, Ethereum people, which is gaming list. And I've got like a one in between. So I've got the 5X list, which is one of them we already spoke about was Casper. One of them we already spoke about was Wemix. And the one that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, or last webinar, was Mira. Okay, so they're in the 20 list, but there's still 17 coins left. You can get access to the whole list, $5. Then we've got one in between, which is, I'm calling this like a 20X list, like 10 to 20X. This is more degen. That'll be in the ETH tier. And then the last list is the gaming list, and that's full on degen. That's like 50X, 100X. This is kind of like what Tommy likes, a lot of meat on the bone, you know what I'm saying? A lot of meat on the bone. So that's all in the Ethereum tier. But you can join for $5 if you don't have to go into the top one if you don't want to. So that's that. So yeah, enough of me rabbiting. Garth, you wanted to anything you wanted to share?
Yeah, will do. All right, let me share the screen. I got 2 or 3 things I want to cover. I'll be quick though. All right, so here we go. The first one I want to talk about is this one. So Binance Lab invests in Opus Campus to advance educational content creation. And this is only just recently. Like they've put 3.15 million in, and it's a Web3 education platform. It's called opencampus.xyz. Now, what's interesting about it, they've got their own protocol, community. So you can become a creator, launch your content on there, and you can have promotional rights through publishing NFTs, plus philanthropists. What else? Scroll down here a bit. And it's basically a no-code authoring platform for gamified interactive lessons, courses, curriculums, thousands of creators. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's actually like a whole education about Web3. So this is pretty interesting. Plus, it's got the money to support it, and it's going to be around. And this is whenever you educate students in that, it basically they'll create stuff from that, and it will lead on to more things. So, and they also have a fund, which if you go through all the details up here, you'll see the fund. So, this is fairly new, but they've got through about just over $3 million invested. So this one is going to continue. Another one that I saw, I always like DeFi Llama raises, as you know, and the one that I just saw was MYX. Now, MYX, this one's MYX. It's a derivatives protocol. All this means is that you can trade, if you click on launch app, and you can trade, for example, Bitcoin, but it allows for like zero slippage. There's a few platforms like this. This one is done by matching pool mechanism. I think it's their own unique way of doing that. And basically low fees and zero slippage. And if you trade, that's kind of like, what you want. Now, why is this important? Well, they just got $5 million, right? They got raised $5 million from, I think, Sequoia Capital.
Sequoia, yeah.
Yeah, by a bunch. Now, these are like, this is from China. This is by Hongshang, I think, Hongshang. And they're valued now at 50 million, right? They've raised 5 million, seed round, valued at 50 million. They're being incubated. They've got this far. They're in beta now, and it looks, very interesting. So, how this sort of relates to other projects? If you have a look at, so we go back to, let's have a look at some of the other platforms here. So in the categories,
GMX
right?
is one of them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's not really a CEX. They sort of they come under not decentralized exchanges. Let me under here. Derivatives. I'll find it in a second. Perpetuals. Right. So here you go. So DYDX, GMX, Gains Network, MUX protocol. Now I've talked about MUX protocol before. All these, they want to be like the dominant trading platform to do with decentralized exchanges. And not only that, they're designed for trading and for big traders to come in. And they're like an alternative to like trading on Binance, right? And it's all decentralized. So, we're talking about market cap of $600 million. That's at 90. So that's sort of where they're at, and they make a lot of money. I think I've talked about GMX before. They're ranked 115, and they're only about $500 million market cap, but they make a lot of money from the fees that they trade. And this is where this MYX that's just got this funding, they are going to be doing something similar, I reckon. So they'll have the token. Obviously, you can just trade the token, or you could use actual platform yourself. But I think that this is backed. It's going to go. It's going to go long term, and there's going to be a lot of people that get onto it. So yeah, we could see this go. I don't know, how much it's going to go up by at this stage. But it's still pretty early, and they've got the funding to, and it's in a very competitive market. So that'll be very interesting. And what was the other? I think there was one other thing. Yeah, that's right. I want to show you the retail sales we mentioned earlier. It's actually dropped. So retail sales in Australia, unexpected drop. I don't know why they say that, because, interest rates going up crazy, but it's missed its forecast. It dropped by 0.2%. And the little chart actually shows you, here it is here. So they have had increases, but now since October, it's 0.2. So this is obviously lagging. And when the next one comes through, I believe it's going to be dropping too. So this is what's happening in the retail market, because they're tightening down on there. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And there was a lot of other raises, in different sort of areas. What was there? There was game development. There was an L2 called Blast, which got 5 million. On the Ethereum chain.
I was going to talk about that, but it's been...
Yeah, you chat about that if you've got any info on it. I just had a quick look at it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the people that have done it are pretty smart, and how they've done it. I think the way that they've made it so, the dudes that are behind it are pretty switched on, because they're basically, I think one of the guys that created Blast has also created Blur. Remember that? Remember Blur?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that OpenSea NFT fucking rival? And what they did with that is they launched that out of fucking nowhere, and they gave a whole bunch of people coins to interact with it. The user base was up. It looked good on paper. I don't even know if people are still using it. Probably still doing volume. You could have to look on it. But one of the guys that did that, it's worth now a shitload of money. So now he's created this one called what's it called? Blaze?
Blast.
Blast, sorry. Blast.
Yep.
And it's kind of like it's very similar. If you join, you stake your Ethereum, you get so many points, and then you need a referral code, and then they get so many points. So what happened was, last time I looked at it, there was like 200 million already staked. It's probably more now. $200 million is already staked on this thing, and it's not even it's just in a contract. It's not actually bridged or anything, even though they said it was bridged. So they use this very ingenious referral, almost like a MLM Ponzi type of affiliate program, hey, you go use your referral link and you go tell your mates, and when they sign up, they'll get referral points, and that's how it kind of all blew up. You know what I mean? So now this guy's, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how much has been locked up now, but there's a shitload. So basically, the more you lock up, the more points you're going to get, and then when they launch it, hopefully, your money's secure. Don't forget, people put millions into this, and then you're going to get an airdrop, just like Blast, just like a Blur, just like we saw with Optimism, ARB. People literally made tens and thousands, if not hundreds and thousands, from airdrops. And that's where all the hype is with these airdrops. Literally, it's free money. In this case, you've got to lock up your Ethereum. The more you lock up and the more you refer, the more Blast coins you get, and it could be worth a shitload of money. That's how I understand it.
Yeah, I think you've summed that up nicely.
So it's kind of like dodgy, but it's kind of like, go and have a look at the website. It's at blast.io, I think. Pretty slick website, but it's blowing up like crazy. It's absolutely blowing up, and it just makes me wonder, like, this money just comes out of thin air. Just there's like millions of dollars. I think there's got to be at least $500,000 there. $500 million there. No, sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, it's probably already $250 million or maybe $500 million already in this thing. Hasn't even launched yet. Where the hell is this? It's absolutely crazy because of airdrops, right?
It's probably too late to get in now, right?
No, there's only 77,000 users.
Yeah,
71,184.
Yeah, it depends on how much you put in, Tommy. So it's not too late. It's just
total value locked up is 698 million.
What? That's nearly $1 billion. Well, it's not $1 billion, but that's what I'm talking about. How crazy is that? It's not $1 billion, but it's like 600. It's like good. It's like it's on the downward spiral of there. It is there. See, and they got these leaderboards here of all the points. Number one is put in Few. Is put in. He's got 33 million points. He's probably going to get an airdrop of like 250,000 or some stupid amount. Or $1 million or something. I don't even know if there's going to be enough liquidity. Well, this is what I'm talking about. They've already got $620 million there, which is going to translate to liquidity. Right? So when these guys get their coins, if they sell or they don't, they got the liquidity there. That's how crazy it is. And this just came out of nowhere. Literally just sparked up I think a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and not only that,
Crazy.
They've got $5 million has been, raised for them. So, no one puts $5 million into something that they don't think is going to pay out.
I haven't even looked at what the project's about. All I just know that it's got this Ponzi type.
It's just a level 2.
Okay,
so it's a level 2, but it's going to have native yield in it. So it's going to have a yield generation, which I haven't looked into yet. But it's going to pay yield on the level 2.
So there's nothing really new about this, in other words. It's not doing anything.
Well, no, it's like Ethereum, except there is a way to generate the yield, which I haven't actually looked that far into. But you know how everyone's always wondering how you get yield or whatever, but that's what their little thing that they're doing.
Yeah, well, it's got some big names in this already. Here's the rewards. So yeah, have a look at it. It's at blast.io. If you want to get involved, just look for a referral code, and there's tons of people. Who are we? So there's tons of people already into this. So it's going to be, it's not going to be launched till next year. The airdrop's scheduled to be May next year, but I guarantee you this: when the airdrop happens, it's going to blow up Twitter, it's going to be like people getting like hundreds and thousands of dollars just in the airdrop. So it's going to be interesting, guys. It's crazy, crazy world. Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to chime that in. What about?
Yeah, that's cool.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover? I think you.
No, I think that was it. There was just those couple of projects. I think we lost one of the greatest people in crypto, in Binance just recently. I just can't believe it. I can't believe he's gone out of Binance. Like he was a hero.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about in finance?
In Binance.
Yeah. Binance? Oh, I thought you were talking about Charlie Munger.
No.
Oh,
No, I'm talking about Binance.
I was about to get the tissue out, and I was dropping a tear.
Oh, no.
And he got
no.
Okay, talking about
CZ. Yeah,
CZ,
yeah. I just can't believe it. He's like been my hero for like a long time. I reckon they're just paying out SEC, and he has to, basically change his role, and they put someone else new in there, and they whatever. I don't know. I think it's just to get out of jail.
Yeah, I definitely reckon he still has like the saying. I guess he just puts someone there, and then I reckon he still does all the work and everything. It's just so he's not being scrutinized by the SEC.
Yeah.
So he just gets out of harm's way. Just let the other guy take all the bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Like the whole time, like think of all the dramas in the last 4 or 5 years that he's like been around and built Binance, and yeah, just to see him like, I mean, obviously he had to leave at some stage, but it's just, they were like trying to crucify Binance because they were the biggest and the best. Their system worked. They had everything in place. It's just that they weren't winning. The SEC and they're all the other people are like, all the other exchanges are like, we're going to do something about Binance. They're taking all our money from us. For our investors are going to Binance. They're not going to our platforms, So like they're putting the heat on them. And that's all it is. Big boys with money, and they've got competitors, and they want to wipe their competitors out. That's all.
Nothing new. Nothing new. And that's the thing too. Like with Binance, they tried to just do it the legit way. Went into these countries, get regulated. They're in multiple countries, and then, do the red tape, and then get it approved. But what they didn't do was they didn't do what dodgy Sam Bankman-Fried did. Gave Washington $100 million.
Yeah,
that bought all the people and said, okay, FTX is now number one. See, but CZ didn't want to do that, right?
No,
that's why they crucified him. But if you look at the CZ story, his story is like it's inspirational. Like when he first started Binance, he sold all his shit and just said, I'm going to go all in on Binance, and then he started it with it's crazy. So I mean, he's still got plenty of coin, man. So he's probably less stress for him. That's for sure. Tommy, is there anything you wanted to share at all, mate?
Yeah, real quick, because I gotta go meet with this retiree foreigner from United States. They're gonna do an interview. It's actually waiting for me now, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Share the screen. Share screen.
Don't forget to charge those batteries.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Okay, you guys see it?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Was that BitRefill?
Yeah, bitrefill.com. This is a site where you can buy gift cards that have DoorDash, MasterCard, Instacart, Gap, Hotels.com, Best Buy, Visa, Uber, Airbnb, Home Depot. So definitely when the time is right, I'm not suggesting anybody to do this. This is what I'm doing. Lowe's, Amazon, Uber Eats. Like you literally, you know, if you need a new laptop, there's Apple, eBay, Guitar Center, Walmart. What else? Like there's tons more. You know, it just keeps going and going. So when the time is right, you know when the time is right. There's Domino's on here, Target. Um, the list goes on. You know, so
Wow.
when the bull market is there, and you know, and you're looking at your portfolio, and you know, and you're licking your chops, and you know, this is one resource to check out, guys. Bitrefuel.com. What you can do,
What's it do?
you basically you buy gift cards with I think they take Bitcoin, Ethereum, I think Dogecoin, for an example. Let's say Amazon, right? Example. So this is Amazon gift card, and let's say you put in $50, it's gonna cost you 0.012 BTC. But you scroll down, they take euro, they take the British pound, they take the Australian dollar, they take Litecoin, so Bitcoin, Litecoin, they take Sats, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, Dash, and Dogecoin. So you know, this is some
Dash.
options there. You know, yeah, they take Dash is on there as well. So that's just that. So let's say if you have say you got Dogecoin, you want $50, it's gonna be 589 Doge. And basically, there's different countries. You know, there's one in Australia, they have in Vietnam, but some countries are very limited on what they have. For example, for you, Garth, for Australia, they might have a decent amount similar to the States. So this right here is Australia. They have Coles.
Oh
That's
wow,
a good brand.
Coles. Yeah, Coles is
Apple,
big.
Amazon.
Yeah,
They BP
well,
gas
like you
station.
can, yeah, Bunnings.
To
Well,
fill up
that's
the
huge.
fill up the
Bunnings,
caravan.
Yeah.
But let's go see all. Okay, so this is like the eSIM. You wanna buy eSIM.
Yep.
So that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. I think the States has a little bit more, but you know, these guys, they're
Yep.
always rolling out with new stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Cool. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. That so bitrefill.com for you guys convert your crypto and get some fuel. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in today. It's been a good session, and obviously, if you guys want to be interested, just go to patreon.com/100x Crypto Academy, and you can check out the whatever tier. Lowest tier is cup of coffee a month, which is $5. You get the 20 coin list. Next one, BNB tier, and then there's the Ethereum tier as well. All right, so thanks for coming on, guys. Have a good week, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Bye.
See ya. Peace.
Catch you later, Tony. Cheers.
All right.